It's Friday night and time for Indiana High School football on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net. Tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit Universal at universalrfg.com. And brought to you in part by Genesis Sports Performance. Visit Genesis at genesissportsperformance.com. And by Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. And by High Gear Marketing at highgearmktg.com. Now, let's go to the field for Indiana High School football live on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
And the Indiana High School Sports Network is on the air from Brebeuf Jesuit High School, where the Braves are taking on the Braves from Terre, Haute, South Vigo. I'm Andrew Mild, and we're ready for an exciting night between two teams that are trying to, for Terre Haute, they're trying to pick up their first victory against Brebeuf Jesuit, as Brebeuf Jesuit has won the last four matchups. The first two were very close, with the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves winning 28-23 and then 21-14, but the last couple of years they have had the number of Terre Haute with a 42-7 win and then a 33-7 win last year. And for Brebeuf Jesuit, they had a tough one last week when they were here at home taking on Roncalli. And they were leading the game at halftime at 14-10, and with a couple of turnovers from the quarterback Maverick Geske, who is going into his third start, and Luke Hansen, who is leading the state in rushing with way over 1,200 yards. He had 43 carries and 261 yards with 4 touchdowns against Brebeuf Jesuit. And the team itself for Roncalli had 51 rushing attempts and just 14 passing attempts. Terre Haute South Vigo, they have a fast, explosive, physical offense. They have 3 great weapons in Joshua Kati, their running back, who comes in with 134 carries and 889 yards, where he's had 2 games where he's rushed for over 200 yards. Last week against Northview, he had 28 carries for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. And they also have the 2 dynamic duo in wide receiver at Nas McNeil and Deshaun Lowe. With combined, they have 50 receptions for 685 yards and 7 touchdowns. They combine for 114.2 yards per game. As Brady Wilson, the quarterback, a sophomore quarterback for the Braves, has done a very good job of being effective and efficient. He has a 67% completion percentage and is second in 4A in passing yards with 1,148 yards. Go with 11 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So his job really has been to get the ball to those 3 guys that we forementioned and let them make their moves and try to get down the field. And for Brebeuf Jesuit, they're looking to turn around with Geske having that rough game last week with the 3 interceptions. In his first start against Culver, he had a QBR of 130.6. Against Roncalli, a 39.1. So you can kind of see how Geske self-esteem may have taken a hit after that game, as football is a humbling sport. You just never know how you're going to perform, as Brebeuf Jesuit has taken the field here on Senior Day. Fans are on their feet clapping along to the fight song as they're trying to cheer their team on in their final home game of the season. It's 3 straight home games for the Braves before they have 2 road games to close out the year against Cathedral and Terre Haute North Vigo. They're taking on South Vigo tonight. We're getting ready for the coin toss. The honorary captains of Brebeuf Jesuit and Terre Haute are getting ready to take the field, and we're going to find out who will start with the football. Will it be the Terre Haute offense that has been so explosive, or will it be the recovering offense at Brebeuf Jesuit? For South Vigo's defense, though, last week they led up 37 points against Northview and 497 rush yards. And a single pass was completed by Northview. Friendly reminder, tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. Getting ready for the coin toss after the captains shook hands. Referees explaining some of the ground rules. And of course, with South Vigo being the away team, they will get the call, heads or tails. Again, mentioned Brebeuf Jesuit 4-0 against Terre, Haute, South Vigo in the last 4 years. So undefeated. Terre, Haute, South Vigo is 4-2 and 2-1 against conference. Brebeuf Jesuit comes in at 3-2 after they had their 3-game winning streak snapped. There's the flip. And it looks like Brebeuf Jesuit won, and they want to receive. They're going to start on with the ball, and Terre Haute South Vigo will then get the ball in the second half. Brebeuf Jesuit being a little aggressive as they storm the field after the coin toss, trying to pump themselves up for a big game tonight. They're expecting a lot of points between these two Braves teams. And I'm not a betting man, but I'm willing to bet the Brave team will win tonight, with both teams going by the same nickname. Terre Haute will kick towards the south end zone and will defend the north end zone. Terre Haute, South Vigo was in that really tight game against Northview last week. It was 42-37. Northview was marching down the field and then coughed it up, which allowed Alex Rose, who was 13th in the country in tackles, to recover it and take it to the house for a 95-yard touchdown, which would give South Vigo the win. That final score of 48-37. And here we go. The ball is teed up. It's a beautiful night from Indianapolis, Indiana, where the weather reads that it's 64 degrees and sunny, a nice chilly night from central Indiana. Kicking off is Griffin Runyon, and here we go. It's a low liner. It's picked up, and Jack Myers going towards the right sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds. They're going to mark him out around the 26, around 27-yard line. And then here comes the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves, led by their sophomore quarterback, Maverick Geske. Geske this season, 35 for 74 in his passing attempts, 460 yards. He's even on the touchdowns and interception markets with 5 apiece, and 108.3 QBR. In his first start, he went 11 for 21, 228 yards, and 4 touchdowns against Culver. It's actually Nolan Buckman who will hand it off to Myers. Myers cuts it back in, and he gets hit hard just past the 31. It was a good pop by Philip Newman, the 6', 285-pound senior for Terre Haute South. 4-yard gain on the play for Brebeuf Jesuit, 2nd and 6. Yeah, Nolan Buckman was the starting quarterback of the team and quarterbacked them to the state finals last year for a loss at Gibson Southern. He's been playing wide receiver the last couple of weeks, and he's going to screen out to the right, and that's going to be a loss. Nick Yatsko got in the backfield and made a big hit. Yatsko last week had 22 total tackles. He gets a tackle for a loss on that play. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Brebeuf Jesuit. Buckman in the gun, 2 receivers to his left. He gets it, fakes the pitch, tries to go up the middle, and he has nowhere to go. The tackle was credited to Drew Thies, and 3 and out goes Brebeuf Jesuit. As all their seniors were out there on that first drive. Quinn Warren will now do the punt for Brebeuf Jesuit, as there's 2 men back to return for Terre Haute South Vigo. It's Nas McNeil in the middle. He's usually the usual punt man. There's a spiraling punt. Nick Neal lets it go past. Beautiful by Warren. It's rolling, and it's running out of steam at the 17-yard line. A good boot by the very bright color shoot punter, Quinn Warren. That was his 5th punt this year where he's pinned the team inside the 20, as that goes down as a 52-yard punt. And here comes the Terre Haute South Vigo Braves offense. We mentioned they're led by Brady Wilson. He's just second in 5A in passing yards with 1,162 yards. He's had a great season. He's in the gun. One receiver to the right, one to the left. And he's going to give it to Kati. Kati going to the right. Got the down at the 32. It was a combined tackle by Bryson Buford and Nolan Buckman. 16 yards on the play for South Vigo. They got the first down. Got to watch out for Joshua Kati. He's nicknamed the Punisher and Baby Bean. Whenever he touches the ball, he is dangerous, and there's going to be an offsides. Logan Petrie was flagged as he got a little too excited on the hard count. Add on 5 more yards for South Vigo. Kati has 1,106 all-purpose yards, and he starts the night off with a 16-yard scamper. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Wilson gets the snap. He rolls to his left. He's looking down the field. He throws it. He was the ball and then it's up. Brebeuf Jesuit the ball back as Devin McLean was there, and what by I believe that was Finn Walters, who's first in sacks in the Circle City Conference. And for Brebeuf Jesuit, that's their 11th interception this season. Finn Walters helps his team any way he can, and Brebeuf Jesuit will start at midfield. Their offense stalled out to start the game, and there is Maverick Geske trotting out to the field. He did not take a single snap on that first drive, but he has returned. Nolan Buckman, who took the 3 snaps at quarterback, is lined up here to the left with 2 other receivers. In the backfield with Geske is Jack Myers, and they're going to give it to Myers up the middle. Myers gets met as he tried to work to his right, and that was a 3 or 4 yard gain. And Drew Thies was there for the tackle. That's his 2nd tackle already. Geske's in the gun. He gets the snap. He looks at his right. And he's back away. Landon Wilkinson was there to knock it away, as it looked like Geske had Jaron Bolin, his senior, open to the right, running a 5 and out, but the ball never arrived to him, as Wilkinson made a great play. 3rd down and 7 to go. They go back to that right. There's a high throw, and this is going to be an interesting spot. They're going to mark him just short as it's completed to Taylor Clark. Clark had a 38-yard touchdown last week on a trick play from Nolan Buckman, and they got him the first down. Looked like the original spot was going to give him short, but they gave him the 40, and that's where they needed to go. First down, and Brebeuf Jesuit will be the first team inside of plus territory. They go in the pistol formation. Hand off to Myers. Myers goes to his left. He's got a hole, and he's got a first down. Yasko knocks him down. That's a 11-yard gain, and the ball keeps moving down the field. The chains keep moving for Brebeuf Jesuit, an 11-yard gain. They're now just inside the 30. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Bowling goes in motion. They're looking to go deep. Plenty of time. They go, and Buckman fell over. Luckily, that ball was overthrown by Nick Yasko. Almost interception. And that could have been 6 points. But what a good job by the front 5 of Brebeuf Jesuit to give their sophomore quarterback plenty of time to look at his options. Eventually, he went to Nolan Buckman, who's leading the team in targets this year. Empty set, a quick throw to the right. Swung down after a good chunk play to set up a 3rd and short for Brebeuf Jesuit. Ball's marked at the 23-yard line, 7-yard gain, 3rd and 3 coming up with 8 minutes to go. We've seen a 3-and-out from Brebeuf Jesuit and an interception from South Vigo. Hand off to Myers. Myers does not get too far, and another really good play by Drew Thies. Thies now has 3 tackles. And 4th down, let's see if Coach Geske is going to go for it here early in the ball game. They're looking over to the sidelines, and it looks like Brebeuf Jesuit is going to go for it. Play clock is under 20, just outside the red zone. Ball at the 23. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Buckman, the most targeted receiver on the team's in the slot. They make an adjustment. Here's the snap. He's looking. He's going deep at all. Did he catch that? He did not. Ball got knocked from Taylor Clark, who tried to make a great over-shoulder, but it got knocked away by Trevor Branch, and turnover on downs. But for Gatsky, that was a good over-the-shoulder throw. Just really great play by Trevor Branch. And here comes the South Vigo offense, who are looking to change up their luck. They open up the game with an interception after Brady Wilson was met by Finn Walters. Finn Walters, number 55, most dangerous man on the defense. There's the snap and a handoff to Kati, and Kati gets stuffed, stonewalled in the backfield. And it was Cole Williams. And who else? Cole Williams has had himself a year. He has 48 total tackles on the year, 5.5 of them are tackles for losses, and he has an interception. He had 17 total tackles last week against Ron Colley. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They put 1 in motion. It's a handoff to the outside, a jet sweep, and he gets tackled. Williams chasing down Deshaun Lowe. And Lowe got right to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10. That's now Williams up to 50 tackles on the season with these last 2. Chasing down both Joshua Kati and Deshaun Lowe. Both guys are explosive playmakers for the South Vigo offense. And right now they're not going anywhere due to number 34 patrolling the field. 3rd and 10. And there's a flag and a false start. Make that 3rd and 15 for Terre. This was an offense that has just been explosive in their last few games. They've had 30 points in 4 of 6 games this season. And they're averaging 33.8 points per game. But right now, they have no answer against the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves defense. 3rd and forever right now for South Vigo. Wilson gets the call from the sideline. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The ball's on the left hash. The left sidecar is Joshua Kati. Walters rushing. Here comes the pass from Wilson. Wilson looking to his right. He goes up the middle of the field. He completes a pass for 1st down. Chris Herron gets the 1st down, the tight end, who came in with 14 receptions for 197 yards. And he got what they needed and then some in a 1st down. 16 yards for South Vigo. Ryan Joyce got the tackle. So South Vigo's offense will continue. Coach Kati gets the ball, he goes to his left, and he gets met in the backfield again. He tried to bounce it to the outside, but Ryan Joyce was there again. They lost a yard there. 2nd and 11 now for South Vigo. To the right, to the left. Kati stays in. He's to the right of Wilson. Wilson, the sophomore quarterback, puts the receiver in motion. They fake it to him, give it to Kati to the left. Kati got ahead of steam, and he got about 4 or 5 yards there. Third down coming up for South Vigo. Javon Brooks pushes him out of bounds. 4 yards is the official total. Third down and 6 to go. No points on the board yet for either side. Brebeuf Jesuit opened the game up with a 3-and-out, had turnover on downs. Terre Haute had an interception, and they have the ball right now. This is just their second drive. The first one stalled out about right here due to the interception. Cole Williams is showing blitz. Here comes Cole Williams. Here comes the pressure. It's a screenplay to Kati. Kati goes through. He dives, and is he short? He is. Kati leaped and left the earth for a moment. Tried to extend the ball, but from my angle, it looks like they spotted the ball pretty accurately. It's going to be 4th and 1. Terre Haute looks like they're going to go for it from their own 43-yard line as they make a couple of substitutions here, bringing back their tight end Chris Herron, who made a great play on the 3rd and 15 to extend this drive. They put 2 running backs in the backfield. To the left, Herron here to the right. Give it to Kati. Kati leans forward, and it looks like he's going to be short. Cole Williams and Ryan Joyce, the 2 linebackers, got the tackle. And Brebeuf Jesuit defense stands tall. Joshua Kati could do whatever he wanted last week against Northview with 28 carries and 212 yards and a couple of scores, but against Brebeuf Jesuit, he's been contained thus far. And for Brebeuf Jesuit, they know all about a good running back. They had Luke Hansen, the leading rusher of the state here last week from Ron Colley, and they were able to slow him up in the first half. And right now they're doing the same thing against Kati. Buckman goes in motion. They fake it to Buckman. They're looking. Actually, they gave it to Buckman on the forward pass, and he gets past the 40 to the 38, and it's 6-yard gain on the forward pass from quarterback to last year's quarterback, Gasky to Buckman. 2nd down and 4 to go. 2 receivers are to the right. They pitch outside to Omer. Omer trying to cut it upfield, and he's hit hard as Landon Wilkinson and Landon Wilkinson got the tackle. Three receivers are stacked to the left. It's a 3rd down play. Brebeuf Jesuits already converted on 3rd down earlier. And they just hand it off to Omer, and Omer just gets stood up before even anywhere. As Isaac Johnson, the 5'10", 205-pound junior, makes it a 4-yard loss, and Brebeuf Jesuit will punt it for the 2nd time tonight. Turned into the very brief pregame show. You thought there was going to be a lot of points scored in this game, that you will see the offenses move up and down the field, but thus far, we're under 2 minutes and no points thus far. No score. Here comes the punt. A flag is thrown here from the near sideline. The rolling punt, and it's going to go out of bounds. As back to return for Brebeuf Jesuit. Correction, for Terre Haute South was Deshaun Lowe. Well, let's see what this flag is all about here next to the 50. It's on Brebeuf Jesuit 5 yards. And it looks like they may redo the punt as Quinn Warren has not left the field. He's still out there. Kind of easy to spot Quinn Warren with the bright shoes. He's already pinned Terre Haute South inside the 20 on a punt already, and he would have done it again there. But Terre Haute South is in the huddle, and the referees have the ball by the 9-yard line where the ball would have been spotted, and there is no re-kick. They're just going to play straight through. Warren has exited the field. Terre Haute South offense is coming out, and Brebeuf Jesuits defense has ready to play. 32 yards, punt for Quinn Warren. So then you add the 5 yards.
Terre Haute South starts this drive on their own 14-yard line.
So the drive will start on the 14. So the ball went out at the 9. The false start moves it to the 14-yard line. A little bit of confusion going on, but we've got to sort it out and ready for some more football. Here's Brady Wilson, takes the field again at quarterback. Give it to Kati. Kati going to his right. He cuts it back to his left, and he just has nowhere to go. As Merrick Macaluso is credited with the tackle on the 2-yard gain from Kati. Ball is spotted just outside of South Vigo's own 20-yard line. They're trying to snap a 4-game losing streak against Brebeuf Jesuit. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left of Brady Wilson. Wilson gets the snap. He goes to Lowe. Lowe is trying to get around, but there is a storm of maroon jerseys that got over there and tackle Lowe for a short gain, but a flag did come flying in from the back of the defense. And Terre Haute South is going to get called for holding. Looks like it might have been on the receiver here on the near sideline. So 10 yards will be marked off on Terre Haute South. But if it's from the spot of the foul, they are moving them all the way back inside the 15. Looks like it'll be at the 13-yard line, maybe the 12.5. But either way, Terre Haute South is behind the sticks. They're back on the ball with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the far left. Kati just to the right of Wilson. Wilson tries to get Brebeuf Jesuit to jump. Here's the snap. He looks downfield. He gets rid of it, and it's thrown behind his receiver as it was intended for Tyler Crawford. And it's going to be 3rd down and long for Terre Haute South. 36 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score between the 2 Braves teams. Brebeuf Jesuits defense has really stood the test against an explosive offense. Not allowing Kati to get anywhere, even forced a hold that made it from 3rd and short to 2nd and forever. 25 seconds on the play clock. Wilson, at the shadow of his own end zone, throws it across the middle, and there was a miscommunication by Chris Herron and Deshaun Lowe as he had 2 guys open. The ball was knocked away from one another, and it's 4th down. 3 and out for South Vigo. So both defenses are just passing each test with flying colors. And now they're going to have to punt from their own end zone. Punting for the Braves is Mason Ham. Long snapper is Carter Pearson. Is Brebeuf Jesuit showing pressure. They get rid of it just in time. And this is going to be a short punt, and it's rolling towards the middle of the field. And that's where it will be stopped. The return man there for Brebeuf Jesuit was Taylor Clark. And a 36-yard punt for Mason Ham. And the drive will start for 48-yard line of Terre Haute South Vigo. No score, 19.4 seconds left in the first quarter. So this could be the last play of the first quarter. And somehow, some way, there's no points. 2 receivers here to the left. 1 to the far sideline. The tight end Bowling is lined up to the left. Here's the handoff to Omer. Omer cuts up field. He got hit and he got the first down up to the 38-yard line.
10-yard run by number 2, Jaden Omer, brought down by
What a run by Omer. As Brandon Freeman will get the tackle. 7 seconds left. It looks like Brebeuf Jesuit might try to get one more play off. 3 seconds. They do. It was a shaky handoff to Omer. Omer cuts it up the near sideline, and it's a 9-yard play to end the first quarter as Brebeuf Jesuit will now flip fields as the second quarter will start from Terre South's 29-yard line. We're going to take a quick break. No score from Brebeuf Jesuit as you're watching the Indiana High School Sports Network.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
We're back. Andrew Mild here from Brebeuf Jesuit High School as the Braves are marching down the field against Terre Haute South Vigo, looking to score the first points in the game as they got him a first down. Ball inside the 30. Knocking on the door of the red zone. Going to his left to Omer. Omer backing up. Wrong. He goes forward, and they're going to mark him out around the 30. It's Brandon Freeman. Oh, correction, it was Isaac Johnson, 64, not 34. And 3-yard loss on the swing pass to Omer. Omer still staying in there. Him and Jack Myers will filter in and out at the running back position for Brebeuf Jesuit. Geske getting the play call. As we just started the second frame, Taylor Clark here to the near sideline. Lined up. And they get to Omer. Omer's got a head of steam. We got blockers in front. He goes out of bounds. The ball goes out of bounds, luckily, for Omer. And Omer works his way up to the 22-yard line. Drew Thies is there again. He had 3 or 4 tackles in the first quarter. And he starts off by pushing Jaden Omer out of bounds. Getting the play call from the sidelines is Maverick Geske. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 3rd down and 4 to go. They go up with Omer. Omer tried to hit the gut, and I think he just got a yard. 4th down.
1-yard run by number 2, Jaden Omer, met by number 57.
And Philip Newman gets credited with the tackle. 4th down, and is this going to be a punt or a field goal attempt? And they're going to kick a field goal here. This is about a 38-yard field goal attempt for Quinn Warren. Quinn Warren boots one. It's up, and it's no good. Way off to the left. It had plenty of leg on it from Warren, just was not accurate. And we are still scoreless from Brebeuf Jesuit as the sun has begun to set. And the lights are doing all the work here on Senior Day from Brebeuf Jesuit. And South Vigo coming back onto the field with their offense. This is a Terre Haute South Vigo team that are trying to get their first winning season since 2014. From 2015 to 2021, they had a record of 17-45 with 3 one-win seasons. So looking to bounce it back today. If they win this game, they can get their 5th win of the season and get pretty close to clinching a winning season. Wilson rolls out to his right. He's under pressure. He gets rid of it, and it's almost intercepted in and out of the arms of Ryan Joyce as Conway Zhang, the 6'1", 280-pound senior, was the one that put his hands on Brady Wilson, and Brady Wilson got off a wobbly throw that almost turned into his 2nd interception. The first interception was from a hit of Brady Wilson by Finn Walters, as it was Devin McElwain who got the interception earlier in the game. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And they're going to pitch it to Kati, and Kati's working up as he had a head of steam. He hit a couple of defenders, worked his way up the sidelines, and that's going to be a 8-yard gain. And they're marking him just short of the first down marker. They have to get to the 30. Javon Brooks credited with the tackle on the play. Doing whatever they can to try to get Kati some open field, as the linebacker play from Brebeuf Jesuit has been spectacular from Ryan Joyce, Cole Williams, and Javon Brooks. 3 men in the backfield, 5 down linemen, and it's a direct snap to Kati. Kati almost got his way out of there, and he's just back to where the ball started, back to the 31-yard line, 4th down. And once again, Ryan Joyce, the linebacker play, is holding up this Brebeuf Jesuit defense, 3 and out for Terre Haute South Vigo. Taylor Clark will return here. But coming to the game, if you love offense, you thought this was going to be your game to watch. Instead, if you're a defensive fanatic, this is your game. Ham almost gets it blocked again. He's taking way too much time on those punts. Good roll for South Vigo as that ball is working its way up to the just inside the 26-yard line of Brebeuf Jesuit, and a 45-yard punt for Mason Ham. And now Brebeuf Jesuit's offense is going to talk here on the near sidelines and try to get something going, try to make some adjustments. 9:22 on the clock to start their drive just inside the 30-yard line. But the offense for either side really hasn't done anything, as there's been a turnover on downs, a turnover from Terre Haute South, just trying to figure out something on the offensive side of the football. They hand it off to Myers. Myers got the first down. He swung hard, and some hand shoving there by Myers and number 34, Brandon Freeman, as Myers was not happy the way that he was tackled, and they got them for offensive holding. There was a flag back where the play had started, so you can wipe off the good run by Myers and then push it Brebeuf Jesuit back 10 yards. It will remain first down for the Braves, so they have some downs to work with to try to remake these 20 yards, but not how you want to start a drive when your defense has done so well against the Terre Haute South Vigo offense. First and semi-truck to go for Brebeuf Jesuit. They go into the pistol, and they're going to start off with a handoff to Myers. Myers gets through a hole, and he is gang tackled after a couple yard gain as Philip Newman and Brandon Freeman were there to bring down Myers. Second down for Brebeuf Jesuit. They still have a long ways to go, but they did see South Vigo convert on a 3rd and 15, so why not them? It is second down. Dropping back to pass, looking to go deep. Rolling to his right, and Geske got it away before he was slammed down by Landon Wilkinson, and he got up. He's just fine, so that's always good news, and good awareness by the sophomore QB to not take the sack there. Not because it would push him back even more yards, but with it being 3rd and 15 and you're inside your own 25-yard line, you start to play the field position game. 2 receivers are lined up to the left, 1 to the right. They're going to move Bowling to the right. They're going to go deep again. It's a screen play, and the ball is dropped. The ball is on the ground. They're going to say it's incomplete as it was a forward pass to Myers. Myers could not squeeze it. 3 and out for Brebeuf Jesuit, who simply could not get anything going after the holding penalty to start the drive. And we're going to see Quinn Warren again. We've already seen him a couple of times punt the ball away. But for Terre Haute South, they may get some good field position here. Back to return is Nas McNeil. And so is Deshaun Lowe. McNeil dropping back, and he calls for a fair catch. And he makes the catch around the 31.5-yard line, and that's where South Vigo will start in a 47-yard boot from Quinn Warren. Both offenses have traded the ball back and forth, and neither want to score first. But if you watch both of these teams, you know Terre Haute South likes to have the explosive plays with their 3 players in Cotti, McNeil, and Lowe. And for Brebeuf Jesuit, they like to push the ball down the field, a high-tempo offense. I like to go vertical. So eventually, you have to think that one of these teams' offense is going to have a play that breaks for a good chunk. Cotti in the backfield, Wilson in the gun. 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Wilson drops back to pass. He steps over to his left. He works to his right, and there's a sack. Zang! And he is pumped up after that sack. Conway Zhang had a sack last week against Ron Colley. That puts him up to 2.5 sacks on the season. 4 yards were lost there. Second, about 13 and 14 for South Vigo. They're going to pitch it out to Cotti. Cotti working on the far sideline. He gets tripped up and gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe 1 more yard. So we'll give him a 3 or 4 yard gain there. And it's 3rd down coming up from just inside the first stick. You got to get about 9 yards here to keep the drive going. No score here from Brebeuf Jesuit with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Wilson calling the audible from the gun. 4-man rush showing. Here comes the blitz. They're going deep. They got a man open. It's Heron. Heron got the down and inside the 45. Javon Brooks tackles down Chris Heron, but Chris Heron, the tight end, is being turned to in these long 3rd down situations for South Vigo, and both times he's come up clutch, keeping the drive alive after about 13-yard gain. They hand it off to McNeil. McNeil on the jet sweep is just trying to find the lane, and he just ran from sideline to sideline, tackled at the far sideline, and it was a loss of 1. Charlie Kersey gets the tackle for Brebeuf Jesuit, 2nd and 11. Just when you think that an offense has taken a step forward, they take 3 steps back. 2nd down and 11. 6 minutes remain in the first half. South Vigo been really taking their time on offense to wait for their play calls. Under 10 seconds left on the play clock. Has just hit 5. They got to hurry up, and they're just going to take a timeout. And with that, we will take a timeout from Brebeuf Jesuit with no score as you're watching the Indiana High School Sports Network.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Welcome back into the booth. I'm Andrew Mild from Brebeuf Jesuit High School in Indianapolis, Indiana, where the 3-2 Braves, who are ranked 5th in 4A, are taking on Terre, South Vigo, who's ranked number 11 in 5A. It was a 1-yard loss to Terre, South Vigo after a fresh set of downs and a completion to Chris Herron for 14 yards. Blitz being shown by Brebeuf Jesuit, a man in motion. They fake it to him, go over the middle of the field, try to get back to Herron, but the ball was overthrown as the closest man there was Cole Williams.
Pass intended for number 3, Chris Herron.
Cole Williams has been featured a lot in the Indy Star for his contributions to this defense this year. And watching some of his highlights on Huddle and evaluating the young man, he reminds me a lot of a linebacker that wore sort of the same colors up at Boston College. I'm talking about Luke Kuechly, former first-round pick to the Carolina Panthers. The way that he moves downfield and just knows where the ball is going to go at all times, can even play in coverage because of his good speed. Trips formation with 3 to the left. They go to a screenplay. Kati works it upfield, and he moves back inside, and he's got the first down. He's not happy. He's still down on the ground, but still a first down. Kati almost broke it for a touchdown, but Merrick Macaluso was able to trip him up. 16 yards for South Vigo. It's the second time where South Vigo has faced 3rd and long and converted on it by going to Chris Herron the first time, and then this time a screenplay to Joshua Kati. Trips formation again. They go to the left. They complete it to Lowe. Lowe got a good block from McNeil. He's working down the sideline, and it's first down.
Pass completed to number 2 now.
First down, and they're inside,
Down by number 17, Dylan Wells.
actually just outside the red zone. They're marked them at the 21. They're right back on the football, wasting no time. 3 receivers to the right. McNeil here to the left by himself. They give it to Kati up the middle. Kati's trying to cut it back outside. He was momentarily wrapped up, and he kept working, and he got pushed out of bounds. He may have ran about 15 yards, but only gained about 1 or 2 there. Second down coming up.
Pushed out of bounds by number 4, Merrick Macaluso.
Merrick Macaluso was there to push out Kati,
Loss of 2 on the play.
and 2 yards were lost. It's just that no push from the old line of South Vigo thus far, and South Vigo is going to burn their second timeout and talk about it as they're facing a 2nd and 12. And we're going to take a quick 30-second break. No score from Brebeuf Jesuit, with Terre Haute, South Vigo moving down the football field.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility.
South Vigo took their time to talk it out, and now they're back on the football. As they continue to run this trips formation, stacking 3 receivers to the right, and they put McNeil here to the left by himself. Wilson fakes the screen. He wants to go deep. Ball is thrown under and is intercepted by McNeil again. McElwain has 2 interceptions. I'm not sure what happened there from Brady Wilson. This is the ball came out of his hand wobbly and very underthrown. It looks like he had a couple of options, but he found Devin McElwain, as McElwain had no interceptions heading into the game. He now has 2. Brady Wilson had 4 interceptions on the season. He's now added on 2 more. And then you add on 17 more after the play, as once again, the defense of Brebeuf Jesuit is doing its job. They're looking for the offense to do their job, as Terre Haute South Vigo's defense has just been shutting them down. Here comes Maverick Geske and his offense. Geske and Brebeuf Jesuit have 4 receivers to the right, and here comes a flag immediately, and it's a neutral zone infraction. Looks like someone from Terre Haute South Vigo might have been lined up on the football, and the referee from the far sideline was on top of it. As soon as they snapped the ball, you saw the yellow flag fly up into the air. 5 yards to start the drive for Brebeuf Jesuit. 1st and 5 for the Braves. They had 4 receivers to the right on the formation on the false start, but now they have 2 to the right, 1 to the left. They pitch it out to Omer. Omer's got a couple of blockers. He cuts it inside, and he gets hit hard by Brandon Freeman. He got the legs turning, and it's close to moving the chains, and I think this is going to be 2nd and inches, and that's exactly what it is. Right back on the ball. They're going tempo. They go outside to Buckman. Buckman makes a nice catch on the screen. He gets body slammed, but he got the first down. 3 yards for Brebeuf Jesuit, and they move the chains. I couldn't tell you the last time when Brebeuf Jesuit got a first down. They've been struggling to move those chains in the last couple of drives, but after the neutral zone infraction, they ran the ball and got the screenplay for a first down. Little offense in the game. 1 to the right, 1 to the left for Brebeuf Jesuit. It's a counter play to Omer. Omer somehow was able to tiptoe his way around danger and work his way inside the 40. Looks like they spotted him around the 41.5-yard line. Around 6 yards there for Omer. Omer stays in the game. Clark here to the near sideline, and you have Buckman in the slot. Geske puts his tight end in motion. Bowling will now be on the left. They're going to throw. Geske steps up. He's going deep. He's got Buckman. Catch! What a great play! The connection from Maverick Geske to Buckman puts them at the 22, 36 yards from the sophomore to the senior. Buckman's been lining up in the slot, and he makes a great play. Tempo again. Handoff to Omer. Omer going for the sideline. He cuts it upfield. He gets pushed out, but there is a flag. Back at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if maybe everyone was set. They're going to move it up a couple more yards. This might be a holding. If that's the case, that'd be the 2nd holding on Brebeuf Jesuit. And there it is. So instead of a good run from Jaden Omer, it then turns into a 10-yard loss, and it's 1st and 20. After a great 36-yard completion, Brebeuf Jesuit then shoots himself in the foot with the holding, and they're facing 1st and 20 like they did in their previous drive. They get the call from the sidelines. 3 receivers are going to start onto the left with the ball close to the right hash. Taylor Clark here in the near sideline. 15 seconds to go on the play clock. 4 stacked receivers to the left. They're looking that way. Geske gets rid of it. Buckman jumps up and he makes the catch, but I don't think it went anywhere. It'll go down as a completion, but no yards for the connection between Geske and Buckman. 2nd and 20. Nas McNeil, who plays wide receiver, punt returner, and corner, got the tackle. 2nd and 20 coming up. Geske back on the ball. There is still no score under 3 minutes. It's unbelievable. 15 minutes, actually more than that, of just no scoring in the game. It's a flea flicker, but the ball is on the ground. Geske works around. Gets a block on the field. Throws it, and it goes out of bounds. Pitch from Jaden Omer back to his quarterback. The ball was on the turf where Geske had to scoop it, go underneath the first wave of defenders, and he tried to sneak it to Leroy Lewis on the far sideline, which would have been a great play, which almost turned into a turnover, almost turned into a sack, and then altogether just turned into an incompletion in which Brebeuf Jesuit will take it as they wipe the sweat from their brow. Geske drops back. Here comes pressure from the right. He throws to his left. He completes the pass, and it's a completion. The bowling is pushed out of bounds by Drew Thies, correction. It's 7 yards, and it's 4th and 13. As Quinn Warren comes back to the field, and they're going for another field goal. This is a 42-yard attempt. He missed a 38-yarder earlier. Can he make this one and break the scoreless tie? The snap, the hold, the kick, and it's good! Wow! What a Quinn Warren! 42 yards. Splits the uprights, and we have a 3-0 score. As Brebeuf Jesuit breaks the seal in this game. From a long time, no team was able to score. About 21 minutes of no scoring for either side, as the clock will start at 2 minutes and 19 seconds in the first half. As the first half has just completely flown by because of the lack of offense. Terre Haute South Vigo will get a chance as they had their opportunity of scoring on their last drive, but Brady Wilson had a bad throw. I'm not sure what happened. From what I saw, it looked like it might have slipped from his hand as it found the awaiting arms of Devin McElwain, as McElwain might be the player of the game in the first half with his 2 interceptions from the cornerback position. Warren back on the field to kick, as he's the only person to score tonight. Back to return for South Vigo is Deshaun Lowe, and it's going back, and it goes into the end zone. Looks like that one was fielded by Nas McNeil, and it's a touchback for Quinn Warren. For Quinn Warren, that is his 13th touchback this season. Well, South Vigo's offense has not done much. Neither has Brebeuf Jesuit's offense. It's just been so much defense. With a 3-0 score with 2 minutes, 19 seconds. You're going to see Terre Haute South Vigo go into a tempo offense. They sort of incorporated it into their last drive before the interception. Let's see if they can get a quick score before we hit halftime. They have 1 timeout to work with. Hand off to Cotti. Cotti is met and just stonewalled after a 2-yard gain. And it looks as though there's a... thought maybe there was a timeout. There was a timeout by the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves. That's their first timeout. And as both sides return to their sidelines, we'll take a timeout as the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves lead the Terre Haute South Vigo Braves 3-0.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Senior night from Brebeuf Jesuit. Andrew Mild here. 3-0 in favor of the home team against Terre Haute South Vigo. South Vigo has two receivers to the left. They put low in motion. They fake it to low and give it to Kati. And it was sniffed out by Ryan Joyce, who pushed him outside. But then Kati put his foot in the ground and extended the play by hitting the sideline and going out at around the 28.5-yard line. 3rd and short. 2 minutes, and with him going out of bounds, the clock has stopped. That's exactly what Terre Haute South Vigo was looking for. They have plenty of time left on the play clock as Wilson has two receivers in the backfield with them. One is Joshua Kati. Looks like the other one could be Alex Rose. They hand it off to Kati, and Kati is going nowhere. Wow. Somehow, Brebeuf Jesuit has put lightning in a bottle. And lightning is Joshua Kati and his incredible speed. And the bottle has been the Braves' defense as Brebeuf Jesuit takes a timeout, and Kati is still sitting on the turf. He seems to be okay. He's up. Brebeuf Jesuit takes their second timeout. We'll take a quick break as Terre Haute South Vigo may have to punt to Brebeuf Jesuit.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
4th and inches as both teams exited the field. Really got a good look at where that football is positioned. It needs to get to the 30, and they're just inside that 29. South Vigo's taking the field. Kati is the quarterback here. He is low in the backfield with Alex Rose, the Wildcat. Kati is right. He's still moving. He's inside the field. He's inside the 30. 30. To the left. He finally gets tripped. What a great run by Kati. Victory celebration as they are inside the red zone. Scamper as Alex Rose, who usually plays linebacker for this team, who's 13th nationally in tackles in high school, was the fullback, and somehow Kati finally broke it. You just had to think that eventually Kati was going to break one, as just as Brebeuf Jesuit finally broke on the passing game with a 36-yard completion on their drive. They're going to continue with the two running backs in the backfield. And there's a flag. Correction. The handoff to Rose, and Rose gets slammed. Tackle by number 52. That tackle goes to Charles Kersey. 4-yard gain for Terre Haute. About 80 seconds to go in the first half. Rose and Kati in the backfield. Kati gets it this time with Rose being his fullback, and Kati is hit below the knees by Cole Williams. Cole Williams read that beautifully, as he does what he usually does, makes a crucial tackle. A minute to go. 3rd down, and about 5 to go. They move a couple of players around. Rose And Kati still occupy the backfield. McNeil to the left. 2 receivers to the right. Showing blitz is Brebeuf Jesuit. He's looking to his left. Wilson gets slammed on the ground. Finn Wilson picks it up. Walters goes back. And then the fumble. He caught it. Talk about a flat play by Walters as Brady Wilson was just wrong. Man, Walters is 6'4", 240, and he just showed how strong he is. Wow. Like a rag doll. And Finn Walters did that last week against Luke Hansen, where he caused the fumble and then recovered it. There is 34.3 ticks left on the clock. Let's just see how aggressive Brebeuf Jesuit will be with one timeout and trying to go 80 yards. 2 to the right. 2 to the left. They go to Buckman. A good block and plenty of open space, and he will go out of bounds to stop that clock at 29.3. A 9-yard gain. The ball is at the 29-yard line. So just trying to see if they can get something going. One timeout, but if they keep going out of bounds, it's almost as good as a timeout. Geske back on the ball. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The tight end is lined up on the right. They're looking to go deep. They're going towards the sideline. Clark makes a nice catch. Drags his foot out of bounds. First down at 42.5-yard line.
14-yard gain on the play.
A nice 13-yard pass and another hookup between Geske and Clark. There's a sophomore and a sophomore connection. 24.3 seconds left. They go into the pistol formation now. Just a few yards behind his center. There's the exchange, and they're going to hand it off. And Myers keeps the legs churning, and they get past midfield. And that's where Brebeuf Jesuit is going to take their final timeout. As they take a timeout and talk about what's going on, we're going to take a quick break. 3-0 is the score, and the game is still going on here in the first half. If Brebeuf Jesuit is trying to tack on one more.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Welcome back. The ball is inside the 50 at the Terre, South Vigo 49. Brebeuf Jesuit started this drive on their own 20-yard line and has marched down 31 yards. 17.1 seconds. They're going to look deep. Geske goes to his right. He's out of the pocket. He's going to chuck it, and Taylor Clark almost caught it on the sidelines, but 8 seconds will run off the clock, 9.2 seconds, as Taylor Clark could not bring that ball in. Again, Quinn Warren made a 44-yard field goal, and you have to think that Brebeuf Jesuit may be trying to play for another field goal, unless they want to see Geske air out these last couple of throws and see if they can create some magic to close out the first half. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And they fake it. Pocket's collapsing. And it's almost intercepted by Nas McNeil. 2.5 seconds to go. as the O-line for Brebeuf Jesuit is doing whatever they can to give their young quarterback some time. It's 4th down, but you have to know that the Braves are going to go for it, because if they go for the Hail Mary, that'll be the end of the first half. And you're starting to see it a little bit here from South Vigo. Their cornerbacks, Nas McNeil and McNeil's back, and Thies is back. They're going to his right. There's blocker there. And they're going deep. Here's the throw from Gatsky. Gatsky had it. He had it. And the ball came after from Neal. Correction. That was not McNeil. That looked like it was Nick Yasko. That was knock it away. That almost points for Brebeuf Jesuit, and the first half could have been a fantastic way. Wow. Well, your halftime score is the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves 3 and the Terre, South Vigo Braves nothing. Who would have thought? We'll be back with the halftime stats and enjoy these 15-minute break.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service.
We are back for the halftime show as your score is 3-0 in favor of Brebeuf Jesuit. And it's a friendly reminder that tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. We're looking at some of the halftime stats, and it's kind of scary how both sides, a lot of their stats look extremely similar. with Brebeuf having 7 first downs and Terre Haute South with 6. Brebeuf Jesuit was just 3 yards behind Terre Haute South, with Terre Haute South having 159 yards compared to the Braves' 156. And then for the third down conversions, that's something that neither side's really been good at, with Brebeuf Jesuit being 1 for 8 in big down situations. Not to mention they also had not converted on a 4th down earlier on in the game. And for Terre Haute, 3 for 8. Time of possession also very close, only an 8-second difference in favor of Terre Haute South, as Terre Haute South was led by Josh Cotti, who touched the ball 15 times for 103 yards, and he broke that 59-yarder, an exciting play, but was just short of scoring after Brady Wilson was sacked and coughed up the ball, and Wilson had a half to forget. 2 interceptions and then the fumble from the Finn Walters sack. The leading receivers for Terre Haute South was Chris Hearn with 2 catches for 30 yards. Josh Cotti had 2 catches for 21 yards. And Deshaun Lowe had a lone reception for 18 yards. Brady Wilson distributed the ball 5 times to those 3 players. For the 11 attempts, he had 69 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 picks. And for Brebeuf Jesuit, Maverick Geske in his 3rd start is 11 for 18 for 85 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. For the running game, it's been even between Jaden Omer and Jack Myers. Omer at 38 yards and Myers at 33 yards. Then the leading receiver is Nolan Buckman, who has made 5 catches on 6 targets for a grand total of 54 yards. Taylor Clark has made a couple of big plays. He has 3 catches for 26 yards. And Jaden Omer has 2 catches for -5 yards. The lone score was a 42-yard boot from Quinn Warren, the kicker, and that's why we have a 3-0 score going into the second half. You're just seeing some of the Senior Day festivities. We will leave it here so you can check them out as they're honoring the senior cheerleaders from Brebeuf Jesuit High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. We will see you in 9 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We have more football here on the Indiana High School Sports Network.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot, right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot, right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all
Halftime is over, and we're ready for some more football from Brebeuf Jesuit High School. Andrew Mild here with you as Brebeuf Jesuit will be kicking the ball away to the north end zone as both teams return from the locker rooms, got stretched out. Some players are still getting stretched out here on the sidelines, you see on your camera. But South Vigo will start with the ball as Brebeuf Jesuit had won the coin toss and elected to start with the ball, in which they did not score. But the score is 3-0 in favor of the hometown Braves. Both teams are the Braves, so that's one way we could differentiate them, the home team and the away team. Back to return is Nas McNeil for South Vigo. And the other one is Deshaun Lowe. Warren had a touchback already in this game after he had hit his long field goal. That was 40 yards plus. Ball's teed up, and the second half will start. McNeil going back, and he will get a chance to return this from the 1. He's going to go to his left, try to hit the sideline, and he is tackled from behind around the 20, and the tackle was given to Jaden Omer. Jaden Omer, the running back for Brebeuf Jesuit, starts the second half with a tackle, and McNeil is still down on the far sideline. He's slow to get up, and wonder if maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him as he was tripped it from behind. Maybe he fell on top of the football as he's now bending down with his face to the turf, just trying to regain some air and open up those lungs. We have the short injury timeout, but what a first half by these Brebeuf Jesuit Braves defense. They allowed 159 yards. They were truly tested, but really the only big play against them was a 59-yard run by Josh Cotty. But they forced 3 turnovers with 2 interceptions and a fumble from Brady Wilson as he was tackled hard by Finn Walters. Cotty to the left. He had over 100 yards in the first half. They're going to go to a screen play, immediately connected to Lowe. Lowe breaks a tackle, and he's pushed out into the sidelines of Brebeuf Jesuit as he was caught by James Clark, a senior O-lineman that is in his street clothes. And a first down starts it off for Terre, as Deshaun Lowe had 10 receptions last week for 124 yards and 1 touchdown, as he truly could have caught a cold in the desert last week against Northview. Made some great grabs, but that's where most of his receptions comes from, is from these screen plays and then the physical blocking from his receivers. Hand off to Cotty. Cotty had nothing there to the left, so he cuts it upfield. He breaks a couple of tackles. The butter is still trying and push from his own lineman and a first down. And there is a flag. You see it now. It's next to the 39. Cotty still sitting on the turf, and a face mask. 15 yards at the end of the run. Wow. So that was a 12-yard run, and then you add 15, so that turns into a 27-yard swinger for Terre Haute South. The last couple of drives for Terre Haute South, they've gotten pretty close to scoring a touchdown, but due to a interception from Wilson and then the fumble and the sack from Finn Walters, turnovers have been really hurting the Braves, the visiting Braves, that is. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, showing blitz here. That was Ryan Joyce. It's a fake. They get the left to Heron, and Chris Heron will get 4 or 5 yards there. Second and medium coming up. And the correction, that was Merrick Maxalusko that was showing blitz from the outside linebacker position. And Wilson looking to have a bounce-back half. This year he's been effective and efficient, but he wasn't too effective and efficient in the first half against the Brebeuf Jesuit team. Hand off to Cotti. Cotti is brought down by Cole Williams. Cole Williams brings him from up top and slams him down. And that is right back to the line of scrimmage. Third down. Minute and a half is off the clock. And the referee just took a timeout to talk to Cotti. And it looks like Cotti is having a problem with his helmet. It's now one of his O-linemen is trying to help him out. 78, Sean Murphy. And now Cotti, for the first time, is heading off the field. And this is a workhorse, the bell cow, as you will, who has 134 carries. And then you add the 17 he's had today for 151 on the year. I think he's deserved a break, as Alex Rose has come back to the field. Trips formation. Wilson drops back. Here comes pressure. Hit. Ground. There's comes up from the middle of the trenches, gets to the backfield and pops Brady Wilson. Brady Wilson has been punished tonight by this Braves defense. And after the 27-yard swing play, South Vigo is turned away from Brebeuf Jesuit. But now it's up to Mason Ham to do his job and keep Brebeuf Jesuit's offense inside the 20. Low snap. Ball is in the air. It's a wobbly one to the left. Clark's moving in. He calls for the fair catch, and that's going to start around the 18-yard line. 10 to go in the third quarter. Now we're going to get a chance to look at the Brebeuf Jesuit offense after they made a couple of adjustments in the locker room, as they almost closed out the first half with a touchdown on a connection between Clark and Maverick Geske. But Clark dropped the ball after he was hit. They break the huddle from the sidelines. As Maverick Geske was 11 for 18 in the first half for 85 yards. His longest was a 36-yard completion to Nolan Buckman to set up the field goal. Hand off to the running back. That's Myers up the middle. And a good push from the O-line gets them to the 24, 6 yards on the straight handoff to Myers. It was 73 yards rushing for Brebeuf Jesuit. They hit Buckman to the outside as Buckman was hit immediately after he made the reception, and it's Nick Yatsko. Nick Yatsko from the safety position just comes crashing in and makes it a 2-yard loss. So you got 6 yards on the run, then you lose 2 more. 3rd and 6. 9 minutes to go. Bowling moves to the left. Geske looking over the middle of the field. He finds Bowling. First. He's got space. He passes the 10. He's in. Down. 78 yards of the big man. Rolling and tumbling to the end zone. Hook up his quarterback Geske. Longest completion of the year. Bowling just got his first touchdown on senior night this season. What a play. The first touchdown of the game, an exciting one. Warren for the extra point, and you can tack it on. Their new score, the hometown Braves 10 and Terre Haute South 0. We'll take a break as you're watching the Indiana High School Sports Network.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Drive summary. 3 plays, 78-yard touchdown from Maverick Geske, hitting his tight end by putting the ball on the top shelf. Then Geske worked his way around the safety. It looked like it might have been Nick Yatsko. And then after that, the 6'4", 224-pound tight end put on the Jets, and he raced all the way down the field and scored a touchdown. As Bowling had a good week last week in the loss to Ron Colley. He had 4 catches for 43 yards, and he now has 78 yards to his total and a touchdown. McNeil, who returned the last time, will get another chance again. He starts, and he hands it off to Lowe. Lowe makes him move, gets to the sideline, and that's where he's pushed out and then tripped up. Wow, never seen that. That was a reverse on a kickoff between 2 receivers, Nas McNeil and Deshaun Lowe. And the ball is spotted just inside the 25.
South will take over on their own 16-yard line. 26-yard line, correction.
The ball will start at the 26-yard line. Then we have a confirmation. But now Terre Haute South has something to work for because they're down 10 points. They're down 2 possessions, and they're still being held to 0 points. Can they figure something out here on offense? As Cotti is back in, he missed the last play from scrimmage due to him having a helmet issue, and there's the flag, and there is the false start penalty. So Terre Haute South down 10 points, trying to respond after the 78-yard touchdown. Will back themselves up 5 yards. Did not expect the slow start we're going to have tonight. But Brebeuf Jesuit has finally broken a long score. First touchdown of the game, and we have 8:53 to go in the third quarter. There's a flinch at the line. Looked like it could have been Conway Zhang. Wilson goes to Cotti, and Cotti is cornerback. What a great read. And Cotti is still down as he was hit hard.
Number 20, Josh Cotti, met by number 8, Ryan Joyce.
Ryan Joyce was the man there as he saw him coming from the backfield, and you can back him up 3 more yards. 2nd and 18 now. I think that's about a semi-truck between where the ball is and where they need to get. 2 to the right. 3 to the right now. 1 to the left. Wilson wipes his hands off on his towel. Here comes the exchange from his center. He's looking downfield. They're looking to air it out. He gets rid of the football. It's a high throw, but it's completed for the first time to Nas McNeil. You had to know at some time they're going to have to turn to their playmaker, McElwain, with the tackle, and they get him to the 31, 12-yard gain, making it 3rd and 6. McNeil, actually, not only does he play football for Terre Haute, but also plays basketball, where he wears the number 24, which I'm willing to bet wears it in honor of the late, great Kobe Bryant. And you've seen some other basketball players turn into good wide receivers, one of them being Nas McNeil for Terre Haute South. 3 to the left. There's the snap. The throw. High one. Low and falls right in front of the diving Nolan Buckman. And 4th down. the fact that somehow Terre Haute South almost converted the first down on 1st and 20 and then 2nd and 18 is impressive in itself. But yet again, Brebeuf Jesuits' defense is just standing tall. They built a brick wall between the end zone and the Terre Haute South offense. Hand back in the punt. And he gets rid of it. I'm surprised he has not gotten blocked yet, as he has been able to boot the ball away from some hands trying to bat the ball away, as Taylor Clark downs the ball at the 43. All the momentum belongs to the hometown Brebeuf Jesuit Braves. Their defense has forced a 3 and out on Terre Haute South after the 78-yard touchdown, and they're also able to stop the South Vigo offense after the 27-yard swing on the drive before that. And they're still pitching a shutout with 7:49 to go in the third. But Geske, who just threw his 6th touchdown pass of the year, moves back onto the field. Bowling, who scored a 78-yard touchdown, moves to the right. They're handing it off to Omer. Omer trying to work with the short field, and he had nowhere to go as a bunch of white jerseys forced him to step out of bounds, and that's a 1-yard loss. Isaac Johnson was there. But now you're really asking your defense. If you're Tim Herron, the head coach of Terre Haute, to stand tall here and not allow any more points, because your offense has not helped you any today. There's a quick throw, and they go vertical, and somehow Taylor Clark came up with it. Wow. He had that corner draped all over him, and somehow he made the grab and brought it in. 3rd and 4. 7 yards were made up after the 1-yard loss. They're on their own 49. 3 receivers here to the left. They're looking to the right. Back to Clark. Clark got the first down, and he breaks the tackle, and he pushed out. Somehow the defender from South Vigo pushed out Clark just in time, and that could have been 6 more points on a deep play. 14 more yards for Maverick Geske and Taylor Clark. As Geske read it perfectly, the soft coverage from Terre Haute on that right side, and just completed it and got the first down. Hand off to Omer, and Omer got nowhere. He lost a yard, and now there's a personal penalty, as a lot of the fans were unhappy on some of the late contact on Omer, but then Omer had some hand shoving, and you got to think that 15 yards is going to go on maybe Brebeuf Jesuit. If that's the case, I believe that's after the play is over too. So they may lose the down and the 15 yards. As the men in the zebra striped shirts are talking it over, it's after the play, personal foul on the defense, and then it's also on the offense. So that's offsetting penalties. Not sure who it could be on the defense. You know that it's on Omer of the offense. So you're just going to replay. And they're calling another one on the defense and another one on the offense. So 4 personal foul penalties. This is the official call. Okay, that's what's happening. Official call from the referee to just clarify that these are offsetting. So now it's going to be 2nd down. So it was after the play, so they're not replaying first down. They're marking it as a 2-yard loss. Then it's offsetting after the play. So it's just as though that they lost the 2 yards, because everything did happen after the play. There's the snap. There's the throw down the field, and Buckman was open, but Geske just got underneath it and sent it sailing into his own sidelines. 3rd and 12. As there's still some boos from the student section off to our far right. But 3rd and long coming up for Brebeuf Jesuit. Trips formation, 3 to the left. Bowling scored a touchdown. He's here on the left. Looking that way. It's a screenplay to Buckman. Bowling is the man blocking. Buckman moves its way up to inside the 35 onto the 34. And Nick Yasko again is on the play. Is Brebeuf Jesuit going to go for it here? Up 2 possessions. Looks like they're going to be aggressive. And why not? Show some confidence in your offense. They're going to send Omer. Omer has been running to the sideline of his own team, now to the far sideline. Now he's coming back in. And there's just a lot of confusion going on in the field. So Coach Geske is just going to take a timeout, and they're going to talk this over. And as they take a break, we'll take a 30-second break as your score is 10-0 in favor of the hometown Braves.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether
4th down. Brebeuf Jesuit offense is back on the ball. South Vigo just broke their huddle, and they're ready to go on this 4th down and 8-yard play. 6:17 to go in the 3rd. As Brebeuf Jesuit is the first team to burn a timeout in the second half. 3 receivers are to the right, with Bowling lined up just to the right of the right tackle, Logan Petrie. 1 receiver to the left. They're looking to the left. And Geske is going to go to his right. He gets rid of it. He did! Touchdown! 2 touchdown passes half from Maverick Geske, who somehow was in danger, saw his favorite receiver, Taylor Clark, standing alone by the end zone. A simple pitch and catch and a long touchdown pass for Brebeuf Jesuit. They're up 16-0. They're up 3 scores. And we'll see how Quinn Warren does here on the extra point. And there's no doubt. It's good. 17-0 is your new score. We're going to take a break. A lot of excitement in the building for Brebeuf Jesuit on senior night. 17-0 is the score. You're watching the Indiana High School Sports Network.
looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Brebeuf Jesuit is celebrating their 2nd touchdown of the 3rd quarter. Andrew Mild here on the play-by-play as Maverick Geske has tossed a 78-yard touchdown pass to Jaron Bowling and then threw about a 37-yarder to Taylor Clark as the sophomore quarterback has really turned it around in this game as he had a rough one last week against Ron Colley. But some of the growing pains of being a underclassman playing varsity football, a team that just went to state a year ago. And there's the kick, and that's going to go out of bounds. So that means that Terre Haute South will start at the 35.
The kickoff goes out of bounds. That sets up the
Warren been pretty accurate with kicking today. I mean, he did miss a long field goal attempt earlier on, but he redeemed himself, and he's 2 for 2 on extra points. But that time he hooked it out of bounds, and gave Terre Haute South some good field position. But the way that Brebeuf Jesuits defense has been playing, Terre Haute South may not matter where they start. They have struggled to move that ball against Brebeuf Jesuit, as they've kept Joshua Cotti, Hem Didonite, Nas McNeil, and Deshaun Lowe. Haven't made any plays downfield. The only one that really has made plays down the field has been Chris Herron, the tight end for this team. Cole Williams having himself a good game again from middle linebacker. Let's see if he can make a couple more tackles here. Cotti was in the Wildcat, and Cotti is as Logan Petrie almost clotheslines them as Joshua Cotti went down on a knee, flipped the ball to the referee. He's still down on a knee, and he is just frustrated. He has not had a game like this all season, as he just lost 5 yards. 2nd and 15. Petrie is senior. That was his 8th tackle for a loss. 17-0's the score. 5.5 minutes to go. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Cotti to the left of Wilson. Wilson's dropping back to pass. He fakes it, and he's going to keep it. As Cole Williams had jumped up into the air, and sliding down is Wilson. There is a player down way back where the ball had started. He got up slowly. Wilson slid past Merrick Macaluso, and 3rd down to the 35. That's where this drive started. So they got the 5 yards back after the Wildcat play. They got blown up by Petrie. 2 receivers to the left, 1 here to the right, and they're going to give it to Cotti, and Cotti had nowhere to go again. Just did not expect Cotti to be hemmed in tonight, as Macaluso has been back there, and once again, you just see Cotti get up slowly. He's been getting battered and bruised by the Braves defense, as they've just been winning the battle of the trenches. And really, I think that's where you can start and stop the frustrations for the South Vigo Braves offense. Ham back into the game to punt the ball away. He had 2 punts in the first half. This is already his 3rd punt here in the second half. Here comes the heat, and almost got tipped again. Clark moves in. Clark then had to go back a little bit, and the drive will start at the 45. And now you have to start wondering, with the way that the Braves defense has been playing, if a touchdown here and making it a 4-score game, that could be it. If this drive could smell the end of the game for Terre Haute South, a team that was averaging well over 30 points per game on offense, is being shut out. Again, like, Terre Haute South has come close to the end zone, but 2 turnovers has hurt them. Interception by McElwain as Wilson looked for the end zone, and then the fumble caused by Finn Walters, who got the sack, caused fumble, and the fumble recovery all in one play. Some confusion by the defense as they had some shuffling. Quick throw to the outside, and they're going to push him out of bounds at the 48 as Jaron Bowling got the reception and got the 6 or 7 yard gain. Tempo offense. They're back on the ball. Handoff up the middle to Myers. Myers cuts to his right. He bounces off a defender. He's taking a couple guys with the ball going. 1st down and plenty more. He's inside the 40, and the chains are going to move. Myers here on his senior day. They were doing some of their reading before the game, and Myers inserted in there that his dad always told them to hold the ball tight, and he did right there as he got the 1st down. You have 2 receivers to the right of Geske, who has 2 touchdown passes. They give it back to Myers. Myers bounces it to the outside. It was off tackle. He moves back in, and he gets brought down hard
Another 6-yard run
by
number
Alex
16,
Rose.
Myers tackled
Not said that name too often tonight, as Rose has racked up 93 tackles this season, 57 of them solo. He has an offer to go play at Indiana State, just in the backyard over there at South Vigo. Snap. They're looking to throw. And batted away at the line. Isaac Johnson, the right defensive end, leaps into the air and with his giant, meaty right paw, knocks it down harmlessly. And 3rd down and 5 to go. Myers still in the game. 2 receivers to the right. Bowling just to the left of his left tackle. 1 receiver to the left. Handoff up the middle. Bowling being used as a fullback. Trying to get a push, and they move it to the 30.
Myers with the carry.
They're 2 yards short of a first down.
That makes it 4th down.
They're up 17-0. Brebeuf Jesuit, who has the ball right now, and they're going to go for it. There's no hesitation. The last time they went for it on 4th down, it turned into a touchdown pass from Geske to Clark. Let's see if they can find Clark again. It's Leroy Lewis to the left. They're looking toward Lewis's way. He ran a slant route. They complete it to Lewis. First tackle by Nos McNeil. McNeil was playing way off the ball, and as Leroy Lewis ran in and then back, that's when Maverick Geske found it was in the apex of his route, and it turned into a first down. Keep the drive alive for Brebeuf Jesuit. They have 11 men on the field, and you can add the 12th man. They're the momentum. Myers up the middle. He had a hole initially, but then wrapped it by Philip Newman. Say it's about 3.5 yards, 2nd down. Under 90 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Brebeuf Jesuit has the ball. Just slowly moving down the field. They're going to throw. Geske looking for the end zone. He has Lewis, but overthrew the ball. It went out the back of the end zone as it was once again Nos McNeil getting burned, and he's sitting in the back of the end zone right now. He just was not happy that he got burned, and even the safety help wasn't going to be able to get there in time. As Josiah Dado was the safety almost there. A quick throw to the right, but the big Jude McCoskey got there, leaped into the air, and made it really hard for Maverick Geske to find Nolan Buckman on the screenplay. And a 4th down is coming up, and the offense is going to head off the field. The kicking unit is on. Warren has already made a field goal and 2 extra points. He's also missed a field goal. Snap. They'll hold the boot, and that has plenty of leg. Wow. Right down Broadway, and we have a 20-0 score from Brebeuf Jesuit, as the hometown Braves on senior night are getting the job done. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back as you're watching high school football on the Indiana High School Sports Network.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
20-0. You start looking back at the history of these two teams, and it's starting to see a pattern here. 42-7 in 2020, 33-7 last year, 20-0 tonight. Andrew Mild from Brebeuf Jesuit, as the Braves are dominating the visiting Braves. as they have now outscored them 17-0 here in the third quarter. Definitely a quarter that Brebeuf Jesuit was looking for to pull away, as Warren kicks it, and it's going to be Lowe that picks it up. Lowe going to his left. He's going for the sideline. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he's still working his way up, and finally gets wrapped up and brought down at the 32-yard line. The tackle was credited to Collier Payne. 26 yards for Terre, Haute, South Vigo. We're looking for some answers on offense. This game is by no means over. They have under a minute to go, but a quick strike here could put South Vigo back into the game. The ball will start on the left hash, with South Vigo going from north to south end zone. 3 receivers stacked here to the right. Wilson is behind his center in the gun formation. McNeil on the far side. There's the snap. Wilson has a good clean pocket, delivers a strike, finds McNeil, and they're going to call that a catch. Just short of the sticks. Marking him at the 40. Gain of 8 yards. And the hookup from Wilson to McNeil. 49 seconds. The clock is stopped after McNeil was pushed out of bounds. Trip formation again. They're going for a screen to Lowe. Lowe got a good block from Heron, but he has nowhere else to go, as once he tried to turn it upfield, he was met by Conway Zhang. The nose tackle of this team just moved up, and there's a flag there. Personal foul, face mask, and that's the second face mask on Brebeuf Jesuit. So there's been a lot of positives, of course, for the Braves in the third quarter, but now that's 2 15-yard penalties, so 30 yards in penalties from Brebeuf Jesuit. And Terre Haute South Vigo is at the 45. The whistle has been blown. Back to action. 1 receiver to the left, 1 here to the right. Hand away to Cotti, and Cotti makes a spin move. Cole Williams hits him, but he gets past Williams and back to the line of scrimmage. The run game simply has not been there for Terre Haute South tonight. Something they've been able to turn to time and time again this season when they need a big play. But Brebeuf Jesuit, they're controlling the trenches any way that they can. As this was a team that was averaging over 185 yards per game, and Terre Haute South is just going to let the clock run out on the third frame. As we head to a commercial break, tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. We'll be right back.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And
We're in the final quarter. Brebeuf Jesuit pitching a shutout. Facing a 2nd and 10 from Terre Haute South. They're showing pressure from the edge. It's a fake. Wilson rolling out. Here comes Walters. He gets rid of it. Walters pushes him down, and Brady Wilson wants none of that. He was outside of the pocket. So, and there is going to be an intentional grounding. They talked about it. The flag was thrown, and there's a loss of down and yardage for Terre Haute South. Once again, once they need a big play, Brebeuf Jesuit, Finn Walters is there.
Intentional grounding call against Terre, Haute South.
So it's going to be from the spot of the foul, I believe. Wilson did whatever he could, and he just got rid of it.
5-yard penalty and loss of down.
Wow. They put him all the way back to the 40.
Back pressure by number 55, Finn Walters.
They have to go a long way. Looks like this might be a 3rd and 25. Yeah, 3rd and 25 coming up. So from the spot of the foul, then you lose a down, and you lose 5 more yards. That's just a costly penalty. But what are you going to do when Walters is coming? Here comes Walters, ball in the air, and almost intercepted. Walters read that, and so did the rest of his team as they crashed to stop Joshua Cotti, and 4th down. They were spotted a face mask, Terre Haute South, and they just can't do anything with the ball. Buckman is back to return instead of Taylor Clark, who's been the usual suspect on the punt returns. Here comes the snap. The punt. The ball is rolling nicely for Terre Haute South as they stop the ball at the 31-yard line. Well, if you were looking at the stats and seeing how this game would have done on paper, you would have thought, wow, this game may see, there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage, back here at the 30. Wait for the referees to communicate why there's a flag back there. Referees are still talking, and now they're talking to Coach Gasky about what this could be. And you're wondering maybe if Brebeuf Jesuit will get more yards. They're going to re-kick it. It's a holding on Terre Haute South. So Coach Gasky says, let's redo that. So now, like it wouldn't have mattered, they weren't going to go for it. It's now 4th and 35. That's almost a country mile. Actually, they're all the way to the 20. That's 4th and 45. Wow. If they were to go for it, they have to try to get to the 35-yard line from their own 20. And there's a flag. It's going to be 4th and 50. Was this on your football bingo card tonight? 50 yards from behind where you need to get for a first down. Wow. Ham is actually in the end zone now. He punted the last ball from around the 30 at midfield, but now he's got to punt it from the shadow of this goal line. And, of course, now Brebeuf is showing heat. Punt is away. Buckman calls for a fair catch. And who would have thought that with South Vigo having the ball at the 45 of Brebeuf Jesuit, that they'd have to punt on a 4th and 50 and allow Brebeuf Jesuit to start this drive on the 39 of Terre Haute South. It just goes to show you can see anything in high school football. And with Brebeuf Jesuit just looking to put the nail in the coffin, they're back on the ball. With 11:33 to go, up 20 points on Terre Haute South. Terre Haute South has been shut out this season by Bloomington North a few weeks ago. Hand off to Omer. Omer was stonewalled by someone. And he still got a couple of yards after that. It looked like it might have been Brandon Freeman that stopped him And then the tackle will end up going to Isaac Johnson, but I think the first person there was Freeman that caused that loud noise with Jaden Omer. 2nd down and 6 to go. We got 4 yards. 3 receivers are stacked up to the left, 1 here to the right. They're going to throw. A quick throw, and it's a hand battle, and it was knocked away by Nas McNeil as it was into the hands of Taylor Clark. But McNeil has learned from those quick passes from Maverick Geske and the Brebeuf Jesuit as he knocked it away that time. 3rd and 6 coming up for the team that's leading, the team that's looking to put Terre Haute South away and get their 5th straight win against this team. Here's the snap. Nothing there. Pocket collapsing. He gets rid of it, throwing it down the field, and did McNeil make an interception? He did not. McNeil is pleading that he got a foot in, but the referee was not having it as Jude McCoskey came from the left side and caused pressure on Maverick Geske. And for Brady Wilson, the quarterback for Terre Haute South, he knows all too much about a big man coming after him. But for him, it's been Finn Walters. As Jude McCoskey is known for his left tackle ability. He's gotten offers from Eastern Michigan, IU, Valpo, and Indiana State. A throw to the left. And the ball is dropped by Omer. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. And it was a miscorrection, sorry. Jude McCoskey had visited IU. He does not have an offer just yet. But either way, turnover on downs from Brebeuf Jesuit. And for Terre Haute South, let's see if they can salvage a score here with 10:40 to go in the game. They're starting the drive at the 40. This game has been dominated in the second half by Brebeuf Jesuit with their 2 touchdowns and a field goal in the third quarter to build the 20-point lead. Showing blitz is Cole Williams. He now bounces back. 3 receivers are stacked here to the left. Wilson drops back, and he completes. Actually, it was incomplete. He got it through the traffic on the pressure from Walters, and it hit the chest of Deshaun Lowe as he dropped it. An uncharacteristic drop from Deshaun Lowe. Walters is just coming off that edge on senior day. Last home game for Brebeuf Jesuit in the regular season. There's a couple of road games to close it out. There's a snap. Wilson's going to pitch it to Cotti. Cotti looked up and saw 3 maroon jerseys, and now he's trying to work his way to his right, try to plow through Brebeuf Jesuit, and he gets brought down hard. Ryan Joyce gets the tackle for a loss. 4 yards lost, and this is just not the night for Terre Haute South, as Cotti is arguing with one of the Brebeuf Jesuit players. That was Javon Brooks, he was having a few words with. 3 receivers now to the far side with the ball on the left hash. McNeil here to our left. 3rd and 14 to go. Walters getting double teamed. Deep throw for McNeil. It was almost intercepted by guess who? Javon Brooks. Can't believe it. McNeil had a good jump off the ball. He was way ahead of the pack. It was just a little bit underthrown by Wilson. And 3 and out again. Seeing a lot of pink-shoed Mason Ham, the punter of Terre Haute South tonight. Here comes the rush again. And once again, somehow, Mason Ham has been able to get that ball away. Friendly roll for a Ham. He pins it inside the 30. Ball is still rolling. And it will settle itself at the 26-yard line with 9:28 to go. 38-yard punt by Mason Ham. We're looking at some scores from around the Indianapolis area. Western Boone up 38-7 on Southmount. Ben Davis and Carmel tied at 14. Lawrence North is leading Warren Central 21-7 in the fourth quarter. Hamilton Heights dominating Tipton 35-7. Hamilton Southeastern doing sort of the same to Noblesville 31-7. A good game going on at Lapel 37-35 against Heritage Christian in the third quarter. And that's all the scores that are being reported on the Indiana High School Sports Network. Handoff to Myers. Myers got a hole. He's going down the right side. He gets McNeil, and you can see him. Goodbye. Touchdown. That was 74 yards of pure speed from Jack Myers, and they're up 26-0. And that has to be it. That is now 2 70-plus touchdowns from Brebeuf Jesuit tonight, and those two big plays have really been the difference maker. 26 mil. Warren back on, and he splits the uprights for his third extra point. And this game looks like it's going to belong to Brebeuf Jesuit, as they're going to look to be 5-0 against Terre, Haute South. We're taking a break. Brebeuf Jesuit 27, Terre, Haute South nothing. As you're watching high school football on the Indiana High School Sports Network.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Brebeuf Jesuit has a lot to cheer about on their last regular season scheduled home game, as they have a 27-0 lead. Two big plays in the fourth quarter by Jaron Bowling and Jack Myers has pulled their team away from Terre Haute South, as they have a commanding 27-0 lead, as their defense is looking to finish the shutout. Warren kicks it away, and the ball is dropped. It goes into the end zone, and that's where it will be a touchback, as that was fielded by Deshaun Lowe. Lowe not happy that he dropped that ball, and here comes the South Vigo offense that has no points on the board, and they've punted way too many times for the liking of Coach Herron. Just looking for some answers. They had scored so many points, with 110 in their last 3 games. That's 36.7 per average. But tonight, their average is going to drop down with no points. 3 receivers to the right. McNeil here to the left. Wilson out of the gun, moves to his right, looking for something. He has nowhere to go, and he's just going to throw it away. The coverage has been spectacular from Brebeuf Jesuit. They've gotten the push in the trenches, as Brady Wilson for a few times tonight has had to run for his life, especially from the very dangerous Finn Walters that threw him down like a rag doll earlier on in the game when Terre Haute South was knocking on the door of the end zone. But then Wilson had fumbled it. Just 1 of 3 turnovers that the quarterback has had tonight. 2 receivers to the left. Handoff up the middle. And he's getting pushed back, and he gets slammed down hard. There's a couple of flags. Cole Williams is going to get 15 yards, as we saw the running back slam his head down. Zaire White got the carry. And for those that watched the Thursday night football game last night, that play looked pretty similar to another play with Tua Tagovailoa that was carted off the field, but he's traveled with the team last night, and they even put up an Instagram post. And Brady Wilson, the quarterback, kind of went through that last year in the sectional game against Decatur. 15 yards, unnecessary roughness on Brebeuf Jesuit to move the ball up 15 yards, where Wilson was injured in the last game of his freshman year, and he had to be carted off and taken off on an ambulance. And good to see that he's been playing a nice full season of healthy football with Terre Haute South Vigo, where he belongs. Pressure being shown. Wilson claps his hands together, claps them again. This time he gets the ball. He goes to his left. Pressure coming. He throws, and he finds Nos McNeil. That will go out of bounds after a 4-yard gain, and they will get it to their own 39-yard line. 2nd and 6 with 8:49 to go. The clock has stopped momentarily in this 27-0 lead for Brebeuf Jesuit. No huddles for either side as Lowe comes back into the game. He's in the slot. McNeil here to the left. Heron to his right. Watkins all the way on the other side of the field. Handoff up the middle, and they got him a couple of yards. That was White up to the 42. Zaire White makes this a 3rd and 4. Correction. So you had a 15-yard penalty, and now you're watching Terre Haute South, which I don't know if they've converted on a 3rd down this entire second half. Wilson out of the gun. Here comes the pressure from Brebeuf Jesuit. They look like they're going to blitz. They're going to hold on. Another handoff to Zaire White. And Zaire White is tackled by, looks like that's Cole Williams. As Cole Williams learned his lesson, as you saw him push him back, the whistle stopped and he took his hands off immediately and said, "I'm not taking him down." And he gets credited for a tackle. He won't get 15 yards this time. Just immediately put his hands up. 4th and 4. No gain on the play. No loss on the play. 3 receivers are here to our left. This is the 3 favorite receivers of Wilson: McNeil, Heron, and Lowe. Wilson looks at his left. He's his. He throws, and he finds somehow Heron's arm and gets a 1st down. Tackle for Javon Brooks, but Heron helps his quarterback out by coming back to the ball as he was popped in the backfield again. Looked like that could have been Logan Petrie, the senior defensive end, that got into the backfield and hit Wilson again. Wilson has not had a fun night at the quarterback position, as that is a big front 7 for Brebeuf Jesuit. They put Lowe in motion. They fake it to Lowe. Hand it off Zaire White. Zaire White got a nice block from his left tackle. He moves up and got 9 yards up to the 39-yard line of Brebeuf Jesuit. 2nd and 1. Bryson Buford pushed him out of bounds. 2nd and short coming up. Under 7 minutes to go. The clock has stopped with Zaire White going out of bounds. Wilson looking to his sideline, looking for the play call here. They're moving to the ball now. They have plenty of time with the clock being stopped. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Heron is lined up as the tight end off the hip of his right tackle. They fake it, and it's an RPO. Intercepted by Brebeuf by Charlie Kersey. The pick on Brady Wilson. It was an RPO for Wilson. He had so many options. He could have went to Lowe. He could have went to his running back. But instead, he threw it and tried to fit it into a tight window to Chris Herron and found Charlie Kersey. 24 yards for Charlie Kersey after the interception. And, man, Brady Wilson is going to want to forget about this game quickly. 4 turnovers by the young sophomore quarterback. He's gotten beat up, he's gotten battered, and he's made 3 interceptions. One of them was not his fault as he was hit as he threw. And they're going to throw. It's a fake. They're going deep. And this one is intercepted. Thrown right into the awaiting arms of Josiah Dedeaux, as it was a bad throw from Maverick Geske. Geske just overthrew his intended receiver. He watched him all the way, and for Dedeaux, he just read it perfectly. Just read the quarterback's eyes. And for Dedeaux, that's his first interception and the first turnover for his team in this game. So back-to-back plays, back-to-back interceptions. Because I guess neither offense wants the ball. And just after Wilson threw his 3rd pick and his 4th turnover all together, he has to come back onto the field. They still have an opportunity to end the shutout pitched by Brebeuf Jesuits defense tonight. White gets the handoff from his quarterback, and he got 2 yards up to the 28-yard line. And for Dedeaux, that's his first interception on the season, as Walters picks up another tackle. And for Geske, we'll look at that momentarily. 3 receivers are to the right, 1 here to the left. White to the left of Wilson. Quick throw to the outside, and it's dropped again. It looks like they were going for A.J. Watkins, the first time we've seen him tonight. And he just flat out dropped the ball. He was looking up the field before he even had it, and then went right through the wickets. 3rd down. Kersey, that's his first interception. And there's now 13 interceptions on the year for Brebeuf Jesuits defense. 3rd and 8. 3 receivers are stacked up to the left. There's 1 here to the left. To the left of Wilson is White, who's going to use a block. He picks up the corner blitz. They throw it down the field, and it's caught on the sidelines. That looked like it could have been Chris Herron. Have a night, Chris Herron. There's a bright spot for Terre Haute South. 18-yard connection from Wilson to Herron, the tight end, the security blanket, if you will, for Wilson tonight. As Javon Brooks, the weak side linebacker, came on a blitz, but Zaire White chipped him just enough to allow Wilson to buy himself some time. There's a jet sweep to Lowe, and Lowe is tackled in the backfield by Cole Williams again. What did I say earlier? Might be a lot of Luke Kuechly. Just knows where that ball is going to be and has just a nose for it. It's almost as though that Cole Williams' jersey has some type of football magnet that pulls him towards that ball and gets the best angle to make the play. And that time he made it a 4-yard loss. An incredible night for Williams again. I see him an Indy Star tomorrow. Walters coming from the left. Throw batted at the line, and it finds the hands of Watkins. Watkins is trying to keep himself going. Forward progress is stopped at the 49-yard line. I'm not sure how Wilson got it there. He just had enough steam after the ball was tipped at the line to find Watkins. 9 yards for Terre Haute South. They're facing a 3rd and 5. as the ball is spotted right in the middle of the maroon B with the yellow outline and the arrow going through it. Some substitutions for Brebeuf Jesuit. Mikkel Bailey, a senior, has came in and playing safety. Wilson drops back. He's going to his left. He gets past traffic, and he's going down. Finn. That correction, that was Will Harklist is the sack. He got the sack on Brady Wilson. Back to the original line of scrimmage. 4th and 10 for South Vigo. So he comes into the game. The senior, a 6'1", 228-pound senior, gets a sack after coming into the game. And Terre South is just going to burn a timeout. That is their first burn timeout of the second half. And we will take a timeout with 3:09 left to go. Don't go anywhere. It's 27-0 for the Brebeuf Jesuit.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Terre South is 4th down away from being shut out tonight by Brebeuf Jesuit. Andrew Mild here for the entire game with you as we've just watched the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves just dominate Terre South. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Wilson dropping way back in the pocket. He uncorks one, and Cole Williams will get credit with the pass deflection with no receiver in the area. It looks like Brady Wilson was looking for Tyler Crawford, who made a catch earlier on in the game. And Brebeuf's offense will come back on as the defense has done their job, and it looks like they're going to set their team up for a 4-2 record after tonight, as they had that nice 3-game winning streak snapped by Ron Colley last week against the Royals. And tonight, Brebeuf has really shown what they can do, and that's just bounce back. A pitch out to Omer. Omer is hit hard in the backfield. Wow! A hit by Alex Rose. Rose just came out of a cannon and hit Omer hard. I knew that didn't feel pretty good. Two yards were lost, but just happy that Omer got up and he's not hurting from that hit. He was popped. 2 receivers to the right. Powers is lined up to the right of his right tackle. 1 receiver to the left. Here's the snap and the exchange to Omer. As Omer got his way around traffic, he hit the Jets and he got the first down. They're up to the 35-yard line of South Vigo after 12 yards were gained from Omer. Two minutes and 12 seconds are left in the game. Here's a new face. That's Eric Peter on the near sidelines. On the far sidelines is Jack Turlesner. Got a little help from up here. Handoff, and Omer moves up to the 29 on the jump cut. As you just see a lot of seniors coming in for Brebeuf Jesuit on their last home game of the regular season on senior night. They've had a fun one. A lot to cheer for. Two receivers are to the right here. Bowling is also on the right. And, of course, they're going to take their time now between snaps as we're at a minute 10 and under 10 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to let that one run down as much as they can. A pitch to Omer. Omer got a couple of good blocks in front of him. He goes to the sideline, spins on the sideline, and he gets hit out of bounds, and there's the flag, a late hit. And that just looked like some pure frustration from South Vigo as maroon jerseys have moved down the sidelines to where the hit was, and a personal foul on South Vigo, and that looks like that could have been on Landon Wilkinson, as Wilkinson then headed off the field. And Brebeuf Jesuit has 1 minute, and there's the official call. So move the ball 15 yards after the end of the run. A nice run by Jaden Omer. Half the distance to the goal, but I don't think it's going to matter anyway. And you can see it now. They are forming the victory formation. Buckman and Bowling are to the left and right of Geske. Geske watching the clock run down. They should just need to kneel one time. Under 40 seconds. And there's the knee. And that's our ball game from Brebeuf Jesuit. A dominating performance by the Braves as they move to 4-2 on the year as they pitch a shutout against the explosive Terre Haute South offense. And Terre Haute South will move to 4-3 on this season as they will now play Southport next week, who have not won a game this year, and then finish out their regular season against Columbus North. For Brebeuf Jesuit, they have Cathedral next week, and then finish up the season against Terre Haute North Vigo. Again, your final score is 27-0. We thank you for tuning in into tonight's game from Brebeuf Jesuit here on the Indiana High School Sports Network. I was Andrew Mild, and we'll see you next week for more football from the Hoosier State. Have a good night.
Tonight's game on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net has been built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit Universal at universalrfg.com. And brought to you in part by Genesis Sports Performance. Visit Genesis at genesissportsperformance.com. And by Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. And by High Gear Marketing at highgearmktg.com. This has been a presentation of IndianaHighSchoolSports.net and High Gear Sports.